Good evening, it's meteorologist Michael Fecker. Welcome back to the 9 p.m. all-weather, all-stream show that we do here every night during the workdays and on weekends. We stream it out to all of our streaming platforms as well as to Facebook Live and YouTube Live. So if you are joining us from either of those platforms, please feel free to leave us a question or a comment down below. Hopefully, I'll be able to address anything as I go through the forecast, but if not, I'll go through at the very end and see if I can address anything individually for you. So, let's get started here with a look at our headlines, and honestly, not really changing all that much from what we had earlier. You know, we're still tracking out cool, quiet, and tranquil conditions through tonight, and then we're also looking at that chance for a few more showers along the leading edge of a cold front as we get into the into the middle of next week. That will actually cool us down for the end of next week even more than where we are already. So if you've been a fan of these cooler, more pleasant temperatures, I think you're going to like what it looks like towards the end of next week. But here's a look at our Doppler radar. Really not tracking out much. We stay dry all day today with high pressure in place. We'll stay quiet through the rest of the night tonight. We may see some clouds stream in through the overnight hours, but we should remain at least partly cloudy through tonight. Now, temperatures today warmed all the way back up into the lower 80s, 82 degrees in Evansville and Lexington, a little bit warmer to our south, 86 in Bowling Green, and then only around 78 up towards Indy there in central Indiana. So generally cooler across much of the Ohio River Valley again for today. Now, since then, we've cooled down a good bit, down to the 60s for the most part, 66 here in Evansville, 74 still down in Bowling Green, and tonight we'll continue to see temperatures drop down through the 60s and into the mid to upper 50s overnight. Winds will be out of the northeast between 4 to 6 miles per hour and out of the northeast-northeast through tomorrow. So that is going to continue to supply that cooler, more refreshing air, and we'll warm right back up into the mid-80s for tomorrow afternoon. I think a few more clouds are going to be thrown into the mix for our Monday, but overall still seeing a good amount of sunshine with partly cloudy skies. Now, tracking out everything here through the rest of tonight and into tomorrow. So we're staying dry. You can see a few clouds stream through during the overnight hours into early tomorrow morning, becoming partly cloudy. And while we're going to stay dry, I think through the day on Monday, it does look like there is that slight chance for maybe a sprinkle to move through overnight into early Tuesday morning, but I do think most of us will stay dry through that as well. Now we've got, again, some slightly better chances for a few pop-up showers or even a thunderstorm Tuesday afternoon just through the heating of the day, but again, nothing really widespread or heavy at that. But looking at the rain and storm chances, they do continue to increase there, especially Wednesday night into Thursday morning. That's when the front will actually pass overhead, so that'll bring us our next best chance for at least some more organized, widespread scattered showers and thunderstorms, but still doesn't look like anything too heavy or looks like a good soaking rain that'll bust us out of this drier pattern that we've been dealing with. So, looking at the longer range European model, a few spot showers there Tuesday and Wednesday afternoon, but it's really not until Wednesday evening that the front passes overhead into early Thursday morning. This is around 8 a.m., and then that'll clear out of here through Thursday afternoon. Now, originally it looked like that front would be the only one to move through for the end of next week. However, it does look like there's going to be a reinforcing shot of cooler air behind that initial front for Thursday, and that actually moves in overnight Friday into early Saturday morning. That may bring us a chance for, again, a few more showers, but more importantly is it is going to really cool us down and dry us out through next weekend. So looking at our rainfall amounts, again, not expecting a whole ton of rain from any of these showers this week. Most of us pick up maybe half an inch or less, and it's, again, not going to be a widespread blanket amount either. They're only going to fall in those small areas where those showers pop up. And it looks like Climate Prediction Center also kind of highlighting that potential there for drier than normal conditions. If you look at the outlook for the 6th through the 10th, we are highlighted there at least a little bit more than we were yesterday for below average precipitation here in the tri-state, which isn't great. That is because we are seeing at least some abnormally dry areas through much of the Ohio River Valley, especially down and along the lower Mississippi River Valley there through Arkansas. They're picking up on some moderate or even severe drought in some areas, but the worst of it across the U.S., that is over the Mountain West, which is typical, but it's also helped to exacerbate some of those wildfires that have been burning out in areas like California, Colorado, and Utah, as well as places like New Mexico. So they also need some of that rainfall, which they are actually getting, but again, it doesn't look like it's a huge soaking rain, so nothing too beneficial for anyone here, but at least in the tri-state, We don't have any observed areas of drought just yet, but we do have those abnormally dry conditions being kind of observed, at least through the southern half of the tri-state. So if we continue to not get any good soaking rain, we may start to see some drought conditions develop there. And it's no surprise that we are seeing this drought becoming an issue, because if we look at our precipitation for the month of August so far, typically we see a lot more than what we've gotten. We've only picked up a little bit less than 3/4 of an inch, and that puts us around 2.3 inches below where we should be for this time of the month. However, it has been a very active year. We've had many rainstorms through winter and spring, and that kind of adds up. So we're not in a deficit for the year, but we are kind of closing that gap a little bit. So hopefully we can get some more beneficial rain as opposed to just those one-off thunderstorms. But we are still sitting at around 8.3 inches above where we should be for the year, so that is good. And it looks like our temperatures have actually started to warm a little bit back up. Our normal average temperature now is sitting at around 0.6 degrees above where it should be. But looking at the temperature outlook as well through the 6th to the 10th, it looks like we're still going to be cooler than average there, highlighted in that blue through the tri-state. So looking at our temperature trend for the next 7 days, we'll hang out maybe right around average or slightly below through tomorrow, and then we'll be remaining below average but still in the lower 80s through about Wednesday. That front will move through Wednesday night into Thursday morning. That takes temps down into the 70s on Thursday. We'll warm right back up to around 80 for Friday, and then that reinforcing shot of cold air moves in Friday night, and that will take temperatures down into the 70s for next weekend. And then, of course, the dew points, not really seeing any huge spikes in that either. We may see some slightly more humid air pick up ahead of that front, but nothing muggy or stifling like what we were dealing with in the beginning of August or even through the month of July. So overall, still remaining fairly pleasant and comfortable even through much of next week. But there's a look at your 7-day forecast just to kind of wrap everything up in a little bow for you. Tomorrow is Labor Day. It's still going to be a nice day. We've got a few more clouds thrown into the mix, but we should stay dry. Temperatures top out in the mid-80s, and then we'll hang out in the lower 80s Tuesday and Wednesday. A few spotty showers or thunderstorm can't be ruled out during the afternoon, but better chances for those showers and storms arrive overnight into Thursday morning along the leading edge of a cold front, and then that'll clear out of here by Thursday evening, and then we should be drier as we head towards this weekend, and of course cooler with temperatures topping out in the mid to upper 70s. So that is all we've got here for the forecast. Let me go ahead and check out some of the comments here. We've got Cheyenne. She's wishing us a good evening. Same thing to you. Laura, she's watching from Dawson Springs. Paula says good evening as well. Drew says, are you working tonight? I am working tonight. Ricky says hello. And then William says he's only recorded 0.45 inches of rain this month by Bossy Field. Yeah, so a lot of us are really kind of starving for some of that rain. I know we really enjoy the sunshine. However, we do need a little bit more of that balance. And again, while we are still tracking out some of those showers through the middle of next week, they aren't really that good widespread soaking rain that we need to kind of bust us out of the drier conditions. So not surprising, but yeah, August has been a very dry month for us here. But that is all I've got for our First Alert weather show at 9 p.m. So I'm going to hop off the stream. I'll send you guys over to 14 News at 10 for all the latest news and weather headlines. Until then, everybody stay safe and have a great rest of your night.